Have you ever wished you could just turn back the clock? I mean, really wind it back? Well, get this. There's a 47-year-old biohacker out there claiming her biological age is 20. No, seriously, you heard me right. 20 years old. So that incredible claim comes from wellness guru Davinia Taylor. And, to be clear, she's not saying she looks 20. The idea here is that her internal cellular markers, the stuff happening inside her body, are on par with someone decades younger. That is a huge statement, right? So let's dig in and see how she thinks she pulled it off. Which brings us to the obvious question. How on earth is that even possible? Well, that's exactly what we're going to unpack. We'll break down what she's doing and what the actual science has to say about all of it. Okay, first things first. Before we go any further, we have to get on the same page about the term at the center of this whole thing, biohacking. So what is it? Well, according to Dr. Hussein, a GP who's looked into this, biohacking is really just about making very specific, intentional changes to your lifestyle, your behaviors, to optimize how your body works. Think of it like this. It's about being proactive with your health, not just waiting around to react when you get sick. And really, there are kind of two ways to look at this, which this slide shows pretty well. For Davinia, it's all about gaining control. She calls them cleaning hacks for her body, ways to feel better fast. But for the doctor, the view is a bit more clinical. It's about optimizing your health span. And what's that? Well, it's not just how long you live, but how many of those years are healthy, quality years. It's all about the quality of life, not just the number. So, if we want to understand how Davinia got to that incredible biological age, we need to know what she was fighting against. What was her primary target? Well, it all comes down to one thing: inflammation. Yeah, that age test she took, it had nothing to do with wrinkles or gray hair. It was all about one key metric: her inflammatory markers. See, she and a lot of people in this field believe that chronic, low-grade inflammation is the silent driver behind most of our modern diseases, things like heart disease, even Alzheimer's. So when she says her age is 20, what she's really saying is that her internal inflammation is incredibly low. And, her journey to get here was a long one. It started back in her 20s when she overcame heavy alcoholism. But after that, in her 30s and 40s, she started to pinpoint another trigger for inflammation in her own body: certain carbs. We're talking about things like her morning toast or croissants, stuff she says left her feeling that awful brain fog. All right, so that's the why. Let's get into the how. How did she actually do it? We're going to look at 4 specific actionable biohacks she uses. And they range from the super simple to, well, a little bit strange. First up is the one you've probably heard of, the cold plunge. But she has this really cool twist on it. Instead of forcing herself into a cold shower every single day, she flips a coin. Yep, a coin. Heads, you got to do a 30-second blast of cold. But tails, hey, you're off the hook for the day. But why the coin flip? It sounds kind of silly, but the logic is pretty smart. The randomness keeps your body from adapting to the shock. It keeps it guessing, so you keep getting that big dopamine rush and that little hit of self-esteem from doing something hard. And here's a pro tip from her. Focus that cold water on the back of your neck. That helps activate something called the vagus nerve, which is calming, and also on the soles of your feet. And this isn't just some gimmick. There's real science here. Dr. Hussein actually confirms that extreme temperatures, both cold and hot, can make your body release these special proteins that literally help dampen down inflammation. So the coin flip might be a mental trick, but the science behind the cold shock, it's solid. Okay, hack number 2. This one is deceptively simple, but it's all about building strength and fast. I'm talking about the good old-fashioned squat. And the challenge here is so easy to do. All you have to do is hold a supported squat, you can even just lean against a wall, for 30 seconds. And get this, you only have to do it twice a week. The claim is that you'll actually gain muscle mass in just 2 weeks. It works because you're firing up some of the biggest muscles in your body, tapping into muscle memory, and it gives you a quick win. And that, as we all know, is awesome for keeping you motivated. All right, we're going from the gym to the bathroom. Yeah. This next hack is one you probably haven't heard before. This one is all about posture. The idea is when you're on the toilet, you just lift your knees so they're above a 90-degree angle. You can use a little stool or something. Why? Because it puts your body into a more natural squatting position, which apparently helps straighten the colon and just makes digestion a whole lot easier. And a little fun fact for you, the standard 90-degree toilet we all use, it was a Victorian invention, and it's really not the best design for how our bodies are built. Okay, for our last hack, let's head outside. This one is inspired by a Japanese concept called Shinrin Yoku, which literally translates to forest bathing. And it's as simple as it sounds, just spending time outside in green spaces. The science behind this is fascinating. It suggests that when sunlight filters through tree leaves, it creates a kind of near-infrared light, and that specific light has a calming effect and might even help reduce inflammation. Okay, so we've gone through all these different hacks. But after all that, what does the doctor say is the single biggest thing, the most important factor for a long, healthy life? Well, let's just look at this quote from Dr. Hussein. He's crystal clear about it. He says, physical activity, it is the thing that we look in science. It has a really good correlation when we look at all-cause mortality. What does that mean in plain English? It means that while all these clever hacks are cool, nothing, and I mean nothing, beats just consistent movement. Whatever you enjoy doing, that is the ultimate key to a long and healthy life. And that really brings us full circle, back to that super important distinction we talked about earlier. Look, the goal of biohacking or any of this stuff isn't just about lifespan, the total number of years you're alive. The real goal is healthspan. It's about making sure you have as many healthy, high-quality years as possible. Years where you can actually get out there and do the things you love. So, what's the bottom line here? I think it's this. You don't have to do anything crazy or drastic to make a real difference in your health. It's about small, intentional changes. Whether that's flipping a coin for a cold shower or just taking a simple walk in the park, those little things can have a huge impact on your body's resilience and, your health span. At the end of the day, the power to improve our health is pretty much in our own hands, one small change at a time. So I'll leave you with this question. What's one small hack you could add to your day, starting tomorrow, to begin your own biohacking journey?